The 10 greatest empires in history that changed the world. What does it take to build an empire? For thousands of years, ambitious rulers have dreamed of conquering distant lands, controlling vast wealth, and leaving a legacy that would outlive them. Some succeeded beyond imagination, creating empires so powerful that they shaped languages, religions, trade, and culture across continents. But no empire lasts forever. From unstoppable armies to devastating collapses, these are the 10 greatest empires in history and the incredible stories behind their rise and fall. Let's begin. Throughout history, empires have transformed the world. They built magnificent cities, connected distant civilizations through trade, introduced revolutionary ideas, and sometimes ruled millions of people under a single government. Yet every empire, no matter how powerful, eventually faced challenges it could not overcome. Today, we'll explore 10 of history's greatest empires, ranked by their influence, achievements, and lasting impact on civilization. 10. The Akkadian Empire. More than 4,000 years ago, in the fertile lands of Mesopotamia, a ruler named Sargon accomplished something that had never been done before. He united dozens of independent city-states into what historians consider the world's first true empire. Stretching across much of modern-day Iraq and parts of Syria, the Akkadian Empire created a centralized government, organized military campaigns, and developed administrative systems that inspired future civilizations. Although the empire lasted only about 2 centuries before collapsing due to internal conflicts and environmental pressures, it proved that large-scale empires were possible. Its influence would echo throughout the ancient world. 9. The Persian Empire. The Persian Empire emerged under Cyrus the Great in the 6th century BC. Unlike many conquerors, Cyrus became known not only for military victories but also for respecting the cultures and religions of the people he ruled. At its height, the empire stretched from Egypt to India, covering nearly 3 million square miles. To govern such a vast territory, Persian rulers built an impressive network of roads, including the famous Royal Road, allowing messages to travel across the empire with remarkable speed. The Persians also introduced sophisticated taxation, efficient administration, and engineering projects that amazed neighboring civilizations. Although Alexander the Great eventually conquered Persia, many of its governing ideas survived for centuries. 8. The Ottoman Empire. For over 600 years, the Ottoman Empire dominated parts of Europe, Asia, and Africa. Founded around the end of the 13th century, it reached its greatest power after capturing Constantinople in 1453. The city became Istanbul, the empire's magnificent capital. The Ottomans controlled major trade routes linking east and west, making the empire wealthy and strategically important. Their architecture, including breathtaking mosques and palaces, continues to attract millions of visitors today. Despite centuries of success, economic struggles, nationalism, and World War I ultimately led to the empire's dissolution in the early 20th century. 7. The Spanish Empire. During the Age of Exploration, Spain established one of the first truly global empires. Spanish explorers crossed the Atlantic, reached the Americas, and later expanded into Asia and the Pacific. At its height, Spain controlled territories on nearly every inhabited continent. Gold and silver flowing from the Americas transformed Europe's economy, while Spanish language and culture spread across vast regions. However, costly wars, inflation, and growing independence movements gradually weakened Spanish power. Even so, the cultural legacy of the Spanish Empire remains visible across much of the world today. 6. The Umayyad Caliphate. Within only a few decades, the Umayyad Caliphate expanded across an astonishing area. Its territory stretched from the Iberian Peninsula in Western Europe all the way to Central Asia. This rapid expansion helped spread Islam, Arabic language, scientific knowledge, and trade networks across 3 continents. Cities such as Damascus became centers of learning, commerce, and culture. The exchange of ideas during this period laid important foundations for later advances in mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and philosophy. 5. The Roman Empire. Few civilizations have influenced the modern world as deeply as Rome. Beginning as a small city-state, Rome gradually conquered much of Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Its engineers built thousands of miles of roads, aqueducts, bridges, and monumental buildings. Roman law continues to influence legal systems today. Latin became the foundation of many modern languages. Even after the Western Roman Empire fell in AD 476, its culture, engineering, and political ideas continued shaping Europe for centuries. The phrase "all roads lead to Rome" remains one of history's most famous expressions for good reason. 4. The British Empire. At its peak, the British Empire controlled nearly 1/4 of Earth's land surface and population. It became the largest empire in human history. British ships connected continents through trade, while railways, telegraphs, and global shipping routes transformed international commerce. English spread across the world, eventually becoming today's most widely used international language. Although the empire gradually dissolved during the 20th century as colonies gained independence, its influence remains visible in politics, education, law, and culture across many nations. 3. The Mongol Empire. In the early 13th century, a leader named Genghis Khan united the Mongol tribes. Within decades, his armies created the largest contiguous land empire ever known. The Mongols conquered territory from Eastern Europe to China with incredible speed. Their military relied on discipline, mobility, intelligence gathering, and highly skilled horse archers. Although feared for their brutal warfare, the Mongols also promoted trade along the Silk Road, allowing goods, technologies, and ideas to travel safely between East and West. This exchange helped shape global history in unexpected ways. 2. The Han Dynasty. Although technically a dynasty rather than a traditional empire, the Han Dynasty transformed China into one of the world's greatest civilizations. The Han expanded China's borders, strengthened the central government, encouraged scientific innovation, and opened trade routes that became known as the Silk Road. Paper, improved iron production, advanced agriculture, and remarkable engineering all flourished during this period. Many people in China still refer to themselves as the Han people, reflecting the dynasty's enduring cultural significance more than 2,000 years later. 1. The Roman legacy, or was it? If measured by influence rather than territory alone, many historians argue that the Roman Empire deserves the top position. Its legal traditions, architecture, engineering, military organization, political concepts, and language shaped the development of countless later civilizations. But history reminds us that greatness isn't measured only by conquest. Every empire on this list contributed ideas, technologies, and cultural achievements that still affect our daily lives. Roads, governments, trade systems, languages, religions, and even the maps of modern nations all carry the fingerprints of these ancient powers. Their armies disappeared long ago, but their influence never truly ended. Empires rise. Empires fall. Yet their stories continue to shape the modern world. The borders we recognize, the languages we speak, and many of the institutions we rely on today all trace their origins to civilizations that flourished centuries or even thousands of years ago. History teaches us that no empire lasts forever, but the ideas they leave behind can endure for generations. Which empire do you think had the greatest impact on human history? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more fascinating documentaries about history, archaeology, and the ancient world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.